What I loved was that being a curvy gal, it's like, I really want to make sure that everyone leaves a shop feeling confident and good about themselves, no matter what size, shape, race, anything. Like, I just want to make sure everyone leaves confident in their new outfit.
Welcome back to the Lead Lamp Podcast. This week, we got MaryKate Long.
Woo!
So we got a lot I think we could talk about. I think we just wasted 20 minutes before we even started. So thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
I want to talk about pretty much whatever's out there with you. I know you have a deep history in the area, just being involved with different organizations, different businesses in the area. And then also now you have your own thing that that's going on. And, you know, obviously we're trying to help you get some of that off the ground. So we'll talk about Katie Bean Boutique in a little bit, but let's go backwards in time and kind of just talk about, you know, what MaryKate has been doing in Central PA, because that's really like, you got your roots here and you've kind of hung out, been around here.
I've been here for a while. Yes. Okay. So I'm just going to go back 10 years, you know, let's just go back 10 years.
That's enough time.
If we do 35, I'll be here all day.
Yeah.
Okay. So 10 years ago,
when we were all 20, 10 years ago.
Exactly. Yes. Looking good.
Yeah.
10 years ago, joined corporate world marketing, of course, had a great time with it and kind of got to the point where I didn't fit the mold of corporate world anymore. And it once it gets corporate-y, you're like, I'm out. But anyway, still back in corporate world. I need something fun to do on the side because it's like, okay, this is draining me. I need fun. Always need a new outfit for any occasion or anything. So I started part-time at Hello Gorgeous in Camp Hill. Luxury brands for great prices. I'm like, this is for me. So I started part-time working there. And then I also started part-time working at Momentum, the females gym, because I'm like, well, perfect. I can get fit and I'll work the front desk for no cost. Did not get fit, but it's okay. I met a lot of people. So anyway.
It's a good networking area.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what MaryKate just does. She just goes around networks with this journey. So anyway, started at Hello Gorgeous and I'm like, this is so much fun. Like all these women are coming in and they want to get empowered and feel confident in what they wear and what they're doing. And I get to help them through that journey. Like, hey girl, I think that looks good on you. Or hey girl, I think that looks like a sheet. And I think you need to show off your curves. You know, I know you know so much about that.
I mean, I got like 3 colors I wear all week.
Exactly. Gray, black, and white?
Yeah.
Yeah. You need a little pink.
Right.
So anyway.
We'll get that. That'll be my spring color.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. You'll have to come. Anyway. So was doing that for fun. So then left all my like part-time jobs. I'm like, MaryKate, you're exhausted. Like, so I quit everything, just stayed in corporate world. So then 2020 hit. Well, then I did nothing. Like we all did.
Everyone was looking around for what to do.
Yeah. So then I decided, you know, what better time to take on some more things. So then I became the next president for West Shore Young Professionals. So I was president of West Shore Young Professionals for 2 years. So ended in July of 2022. Then I got married. So kind of took a break from that. Then I got back involved with like the West Shore Chamber and stuff with George and Kristen and Donna and all the gang over there. So kind of got involved a little bit with that, still in corporate world. But then as I drifted out of corporate world, I kind of left those people go as well. Cause I'm like, you know, just
I mean, there's a lot of great people in all those organizations, but it's still, when you're talking about kind of leaving that mold, like it still felt like that probably.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because those connections had like corporate world with them. So I'm like, okay, I just need to leave this kind of all behind. So then I was just doing a few things, helping a realtor, you know, do her things, helping, you know, Sarah from Conhaus, helped her do some stuff, helped my friend Jess. I don't know if PaySmart's been on here, but, you know, just a little bit everywhere and, you know, still introducing myself to the world. And I got involved in things that you just never thought I'd get involved with, but that's okay. I met a ton of people and I'm just so blessed till this day of all the connections that I've made throughout my journey of being a young adult in Central PA. Like, I'm just so blessed. But back to Hello Gorgeous.
Yeah.
So they started as like more of a consignment shop. So a lot of people would bring their clothes in, whether, you know, they had a baby. I shouldn't assume that they had a baby and, you know, they're not that size, but I'm a woman, of course, that's the first thing that comes to my head. But for whatever reason, just, you know, you want new styles or anything. So they'd bring in their clothes and then they'd sell them and they'd make a little bit of bank on their side. So it worked really well.
Right. And a bunch of people were getting top quality stuff at a way discounted price.
Absolutely. Like, that's why I loved it. And then I got an employee discount on top of that.
That's like the team here knows, like, I love community aid. I go to community aid.
Do you go on Wednesdays?
Yeah. Oh,
because they have an extra discount on Wednesdays.
Yeah. I go anytime. It's cheap anyways. But,
you know, thrifting's actually really popular right now.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing it forever.
I gotta try it.
Yeah. I love it. But
Perfect.
I always find something. I'm like, that's like brand new. And then it's $4.99.
I love it.
The best.
Good for you.
Anyways,
I'm
back on
proud
track.
of you. Yeah. So the original owner decided to sell it. So then the V-Men family bought it and I stuck with them. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fun. And they just had a different vision with the store. Mm-hmm. So kind of still kept our consignment, but was slowly transitioning into more of the newer clothes, you know, more boutique vibes.
Yeah.
So no more like slightly used clothes at consignment. This would be like brand new clothes that we brought in from vendors, wholesale vendors. So kind of making that transition. So then that's where I also fell in love with it, because when it was the consignment thing and I'd go live on my live sales, we would only have like one shirt in one size because someone brought it in. It's not like we had, hey, we have sizes small through extra large and this because someone off the street just brought it in. So it's like, this is a medium and that's all we have. So when they were transitioning to the boutique, I'm like, well, this is so cool because now people can buy their size. We have it available. There's more. So I'd go lives. I mean, you probably have seen them in some kind of archive. I know the one my husband reminds me all the time. We were going live on Facebook and Miranda, the owner, I was the one doing the live and she was filming. And again, I thought we were just doing a video. So I'm like, okay, if I mess up, it's okay. I literally forgot my name. I was like, hi, that's, and I paused and I'm like, do it over. She's like, we're live. And I'm like, oh, okay. Hey, it's MaryKate. And I'm like, cool. And my husband reminds me of that video today because, you know, I go live for the boutique and he's like, don't forget your name. I'm like, got it.
That's the funniest.
Yeah. But it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. No big deal.
The only people that probably remember that are you and your husband now.
Probably.
Like,
You know what? Everyone loved those videos. So I don't even care if they remember it because obviously I made some mark on their day and they probably got a good laugh. So it doesn't bother me. So as they were just transitioning into the boutique world, I'm like, this is so fun. Like all these sizes available. And then they kind of gotten some curvy clothing, and being a longtime curvy gal, I'm like, this is awesome. Like now we're speaking to a whole new target audience that can also feel confident in their skin. And I'm like, this is so amazing. And then they downsized and I'm like, that was when I was like, I can't keep doing all 900 jobs. I got to just focus on one. And they downsized, which totally understand. And they went online and did some things, but that's kind of how I guess my journey started to feel that there was something more in me than just marketing.
Right.
Like I never,
just like a job.
Right. I was like, oh, I want to do this, but I'll never do this. But now here we are. And I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I did do it.
Yeah, but it's different, like what you're doing now, and we can go into the boutique. I'm sure that you took some of that passion or things that you found that you liked about what you were doing there with those lives and things like that, and you're trying to put that into Katie Bean Boutique. Yeah. We could jump into that now. So that kind of, from what it sounds like, is planting the seeds to you just going, okay, well now back to the drawing board. Like, what am I going to do? Yeah. Well, I loved working within, the apparel world. Yeah. It's just, it's not like you had a degree or a schooling in fashion or anything like that. But that doesn't mean, like, how many people find their passion project or their thing that they do and they didn't have any background in it prior. So were you at the drawing board and you're like, okay, I love working within clothes and apparel and making people feel good, giving them, an outlet to buy something that they love or express themselves or feel comfortable in. And I can do it well through just my personality.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if I did the drawing board step. I was just, from the day that I got to help all those women, I'm like, oh, it'd be so cool to do this. And what I loved was that being a curvy gal, it's like, I really want to make sure that everyone leaves a shop feeling confident and good about themselves, no matter what size, shape, race, anything. Like, I just want to make sure everyone leaves confident in their new outfit. Yeah. So the drawing board for me wasn't a sketch or anything, sketch. Right. It was more of like a feeling, if that makes sense. Because I never even thought I'd have a storefront. I'm like, I'll just do this on Facebook and a website and it'll be great. And then when we moved to our current property 2 years ago, I'm like, well, there's space for a storefront. Maybe I'll do a storefront.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess the drawing board was just like,
It was up here.
right. And then as things happened, it was just like, oh, well, now we have this property, those storefront. Okay, I'll add that onto it. So it was always like, I guess, a bubble that I was like, I'll just do this online. And as, you know, things happened in our life, I'm like, oh, well, we'll just add that on, or we'll add this on to the dream, or, you know, the thought. And yeah.
Now you're here.
And now I'm here.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go into like the Katie Bean boutique then.
Yeah.
So now you obviously you have a website coming.
Hallelujah.
We still have some things we got to work out.
I know.
with
And
it,
I'm
but
so appreciative of all your team's help, because I need that website.
it's coming. So we'll talk about that afterwards.
Yeah.
We got some things we got to work out with it, but website's coming.
Yeah.
You've done some events and you've done
Yes.
some lives.
Yeah.
Kind of just walk us through like what Katie Bean Boutique is.
Yeah.
How, you know, how it started. I'm sure there were some fun stories in the first couple months here. So,
Oh my gosh. Well, it's been a journey.
mm-hmm.
So it's 2026. Perfect. Last year, 2025, you know, we've been on our property established, and I was meeting with my financial advisor a lot. Like last year, you know, when I say I left corporate world, that was in the end of like toward the end of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
So going into 2025, I had this clean slate of like, what's next for me? And, you know, my husband's like, I prefer you to get a job. And I'm like, oh, okay. You know, I love this whole like stay-at-home dog mom thing, you know, shopping every day. This is great. And I mean, that's how I got to meet y'all, you know, kind of ended up at the Verber Dental Group doing some things and stuff, and still helping out here and there. But met with my financial advisor a lot, because I'm like, well, what should I do? I guess I need a budget. As we were talking about things, I was like, you know, and she knows like, you know, my dream of the boutique and everything. She's like, how's that going? I was like, well, it's just still a thought, you know, it's still that dream that I don't know when it would ever be on paper, quote unquote. And she was like, well, let's look into the numbers more. And I was like, are you serious? She's like, yeah. She's like, what have we got to lose? I was like, nothing, I guess, you know, as long as it's in the 1 hour, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, you know, her and I were discussing. I'm like, okay. So then, you know, go home, talk to my husband. And he was like, oh, of course you guys talked about that. You know, nothing else. You don't have a budget or anything, but you talked about how you can fund the boutique. So brought him to a couple meetings, and it was like, you know, it might make sense. And if we're going to do it, I should do it now, because what better time than the present?
Yeah.
So
it's one of those things where you don't want to keep looking back every 6 months and going, well, if I started it 6 months ago, or if I started it last year, I'd be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop thinking. Just do it. If the numbers made sense, just do it. And surprisingly, they did. So I'm like, okay. So we decided, I think it was finally, and that was early 2025, so like January, February. It took until August, you know, to really be like, okay, apply for sales tax license, EINs, all the things that you have to do that drain you and are terrible and make you want to quit whatever you're doing. Like, oh, never mind. But did it anyway.
They're like the big ugly things you got to get rid of. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No one talks about those. So like, oh, you get to make a logo and, you know, buy cute clothes in my instance and decorate a shop. No, you're on the computer for like 4 days working with the government, like, and the IRS, and it's terrible. And you go gray.
Yes.
But I did it. It was hard. Lots of tears, but I did it. So come August, we're full steam ahead. Like, we're going to open. This is going to be great. You know, we're working. I had a trip booked. Like, they have these things called markets where all the vendors that want to come and you can go touch the clothes and feel the clothes and try the clothes and buy your inventory. And I was so excited. Me and my friend, Morgan, was going to come with me. And I was so excited. I was going to Atlanta in early October, I believe it was. So I had our flights booked. I had it all. I couldn't wait, because that was the point. Like, all those hard days talking to the IRS and everything, I was like, just do it, because you get to go to Atlanta and buy clothes. Like, this is like, you know, the light at the end of the tunnel. Then I had an injury and I broke my leg. And I was like, oh. And it was pretty life altering. At the time, I was like, oh, he told me I'd be in a cast for 2 weeks. I'll be back up and running. Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
So had to cancel my trip to Atlanta. I was heartbroken. I was like, my friend Morgan will just push me in the wheelchair. It'll be fine. And my doctor was like, I really don't want you flying. Like, you know, blood clots and all the scary things that come with that. And I'm like, oh no, like, I have to go. Like, this is the whole reason why I did the hard things, was to able to go to this market. And he's like, I'm like, oh, I was devastated. I was devastated. I'm like, how can I go? I was asking if they had handicap things. They're like, well, like, we have elevators. I'm like, that's all I need. Ended up canceling the trip. So here I am, like, nose deep into this process, and I'm not going to Atlanta to buy inventory. So what do I do now? So now I'm buying inventory online. So just laid up on the couch, just buying all the inventory. And I'm like, I can't touch these things. I can't feel them. And I knew about some brands because I was a boutique shopper. Obviously, and
some of the names carry their own reputation.
Absolutely.
But there's some, I'm sure, where you're like, I don't know about that.
Correct. Yeah. And it was a lot of that because I'm like, well, yeah, I love the brands I love, but I want to bring in other people too. I want to bring in everybody together to come shop. Like, so it's a lot of guessing. And let's just say, it's okay. Yeah. If I had a $10 rack sale and I'm like, I bet they know what went on that $10 rack. Just some of the things I was like,
Yeah. Now, my question with that is, you're actually like, you're your own purchaser.
Yep.
You're basically, they're your vendors.
Yep.
It's not where you're going through a middle person. Like if you're going to Judy Blue, you're going to order, I don't even know what Judy Blue is until I went into
jean ever.
No, I said, I meant like, I didn't even know what they were until I started working on I was sitting here working on your website and I was like, Nancy, what's a shacket? Like, what's a this? What's a that? I was getting like this education.
Yeah.
Like, what is whatever the thing was? I think the shacket was the funniest one. I was like, what's a shacket? I don't even know. And she's like, I think it's like a shirt jacket, like a light jacket thing. And it was just funny. So I was going through all these women's clothes. As you know, I'm like really up on my fashion and just learning what all these things were. But then it got me to thinking like, well, basically you were setting up your business so you were your own purchaser. Like it wasn't like a third party, or you weren't buying it like the pyramid scheme type thing where, I buy it from this person who buys it from this person. And it's not a chain of money going up.
Correct.
Which is awesome. So sometimes when you see brands, this is what's interesting about what you're doing to me is when you see people building like their at-home brand, sometimes it's like, oh, well, they're involved with, like, you can see it coming, that friend that's like, oh, hey, look at my stuff. And you're like, but like you're truly going out and sourcing and buying them and putting them on your site and bringing them to your, events or shops and selling them direct.
Yep. Yeah. No, I mean, I wear multiple hats, except, I don't wear the CFO hat, That's not a good hat for me to wear.
I don't think a lot of organizations have that organized.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh. I had to do a lot of budgeting, but I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah. Sometimes there's big brands that don't even have the CFO hat.
Very
so you're
true.
not, you're not alone.
Yeah, no, I gave that one off to my husband, Matt. I'm like, here you go.
Yeah, let him be the spreadsheet guy.
He loves it. I'm like, thank God. Now he's running a little bit behind. He'll probably watch this later, but I'm like, I'm not waiting around for you to give me my number. I need inventory. So yesterday I bought some inventory, so it's coming soon.
We'll figure it out.
It'll be all right. Yeah. It'll be all right. But yeah, no, I do it all. And, even though I was buying online, it was still me choosing the clothes.
Right.
Like, it's like, oh, that's a cute shacket. I probably should add that. It's, at that time it was fall time, and we live in central PA. So one day it's 52 degrees, the next day it's snowing. So you just never know. So I was like, but it's hard. You think it's so easy. And I just want to buy things that attract me to it. But I'm like,
yeah, I'm sure there's things you have to buy where you're like, ugh, but someone else is going to love it.
Correct.
And you're like, okay, well, that's yours.
Absolutely. And trust me, there's been a few pieces so far that I'm like, I'm taking a chance on this and I would never buy that. And it flies off the shelf.
It's always, no matter what, I feel like no matter what in business, like whether you're selling widgets or a service or, apparel, I feel like there's always something, because you are not your customer.
Right.
There's always something where you see it and you're like, no one's going to go for that.
Right.
And that's like your most popular thing. It's the wildest thing ever. In our world, it's like landing pages on a website. Yes. So in my history, not so much, we haven't had too many instances of this here. We've had one or two, but you'll put out like a landing page or a marketing piece or post on social media, and you'll have the most well-designed, like perfect, immaculate post on social media or landing page or whatever it is. And you'll spend hours working on it, and it won't get any or barely any conversions. But then you put like this black and white single page document up, like on a landing page or a post on Facebook, and it'll go crazy.
Yep.
So like, it's just funny. So sometimes the thing you put the least thought into, people just resonate with it, or you look at it and you're like, that's not my thing, but everyone else loves it. So it's just funny how that works when you're running your own stuff.
Yes. And I mean, it's a risk too. Like, okay, I'm paying a price for this. And if no one buys this, it's eventually going to hit a sale rack.
Yeah.
And
you're going to either break even or just get what you can out of it.
Right. You just smile.
Yeah.
I smile a lot. Just kidding. No, we're doing great. And sometimes like the vendors that you said, like they have minimums. So like, okay, I need to spend $1,000. And I'm like, I've picked out everything just to meet that minimum. I'm like, I'm just going to throw these 3 things in, cause I'm like, I just need to get to that minimum.
And those are
like,
the first 3 things gone.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, okay, great. Perfect. Love it. Put 0 thought in it. Just said add to cart, all sizes. Great.
You never know.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah.
One day at a time over here.
Yeah. Well, and that kind of goes back to what you were saying about like the plan, even where like your financial advisor was saying like, yeah, I think you can do this. Well, there's a lot of great businesses that people start up that they didn't even have that much thought into it. It's just like, hey, I like making, I've been tying flies lately because we're going into fishing season, but like there's probably someone out there that was like, I'm going to tie fishing flies.
Yep.
I'm going to start selling them for people. And all of a sudden that guy's flies take off.
Absolutely.
And all of a sudden he has a business, but there's like no thought put into it. So at least, like you had some foundation.
Woo, that makes me feel better.
But I'm sure there's plenty of instances as well of just people that are like, hey, I have a passion for this. Let's just try it. And they had 0 thought. You know?
I mean, that's marketing in a nutshell. Like you have that dartboard and you're throwing the dart at it. Like, should I try it?
What sticks?
Right. And I mean, my fear as anybody's small business fear is failing. And it's like, well, MaryKate, you have to, it's the same thing with the lottery. You have to play to win. So you got to do it to fail.
Well, and the way I look at it is, you're still going to wake up tomorrow.
Amen.
And there's always a job down the street that you can, work it to get by until you have the next thing. So like it, at the end of the day, you'll look back at it and be like, well, it didn't work, but now I'm here doing this and I didn't expect to be doing this either. So,
or you tried it and you did it and it's still succeeding,
Yeah. Or it takes off.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about that.
Exactly. Yep.
But so you got things coming up here. You got, hopefully if we're on top, if your website company is on the ball,
they're doing great.
Then we'll have your website up soon. I think we're going to talk later about moving your domain over. So before you leave, we're going to talk about that.
I can't wait.
But we have that coming up. What else do you have in the future here, other than obviously the launch of your official website?
Yeah. Well, winter, hopefully, fingers crossed, coming to an end here in central Pennsylvania.
Yeah. March is weird too. So.
I know. And then April showers bring May flowers. I don't really love being outside.
It doesn't get nice till Mother's Day. Let's just say after Mother's Day, it's beautiful out.
Yeah. Well, then Katie Bean's going to be on the go. Katie Bean is going to be on the go in all the communities because, all those festivals with the great food trucks and all the things. Yeah. I need to go to where the people are because you know what? They've been so kind and have come to me over the last couple months because I haven't been able to be mobile and nor did I want to be outside when it was snowing. But
at least while you weren't able to get out, it was the worst time of year. So.
Yes. Everything happens for a reason. But we're going to be on the go. We're in that website and I can't wait because I've been kind of my own website. I have a lot of friends and family out of town or just people like laying in bed want to shop and they're like, can you send me a picture of this in a size large? Or I saw on Instagram, which is
now
totally
they can
fine.
just
Correct. Yep. And just pay your cart, So I'm excited for that. But we're just we need to go where the people are.
So you're going to go to like, any kind of little festivals, things like that.
Yep.
Are you going to do like a pop-up tent? Have
Absolutely. I got moving way forward. I have 2 dressing rooms in my shop. One of them's portable.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. One is definitely into the wall. One's portable.
Nice.
So I can just go.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So we'll see you around the community. You have your website. Are you still going to do like your lives and things like that?
Oh my gosh, yes. I find so much joy in my lives. They're no planning. I just literally,
That's the best.
I know, but I'm like, I make the event on like Facebook and stuff and let everyone know I'm going live. And then I'm like, okay, MaryKate, you need to like price these things for the live and like get a backdrop. By the time the day rolls around, I'm like, oh my gosh, I go live in an hour.
Everything's scattered.
Correct. Yeah. I'm like, well, I better do my hair instead of getting ready.
Yeah.
So then I pop on these lives. I'm like, hey, y'all.
I wasn't selling stuff, but I'm sure my dad and I did the miniature buildings and things like that. So we used to do live builds. We weren't selling stuff, but we would get a bunch of people and to watch these live builds. It was actually more popular during COVID.
Yes.
Because I was home. I was like, I don't know anything to do. I'm going to just go live.
Absolutely.
And the best part was I would think about like, what am I going to do on these lives? I want to go live. and you just wing it. Now, again, I'm not selling something, but the funniest and best moments happen when you're live. Like you spill something or you're doing whatever.
Yes.
And you have like you would also then build a community of people who are like joking with you about it, or they're talking about whatever they're doing as well. And, it might be different with products, but you start to get the regulars on that you're like, oh, hey, they're back, so-and-so's back, and you ask them how they're doing, or they're asking questions about products, but then they're also just talking to each other on it. So it's not a community where you're in front of people face to face like this, but you do start to, I'm sure you're seeing that now, get the same people back. And then there's also side conversations of just what they're doing today.
Absolutely. I mean, even my customers, when they come to shop, like, are you going live soon? I'm like, yes. Like, they kind of crave that.
It's fun.
Well, number one, I'm entertaining, and then no doubt about that. And number two, I mean, they can just sit in their pajamas on their couch too and kind of just shop whatever I'm doing. And half the time, I forget that when I ask people a question, I'm like, oh, no one answered. I'm like, oh, wait, I got to read the comments.
Yeah.
I'm like, huh.
We've done that. So like we had the luxury of when we were doing lives, like my dad would go live and I would be moderating comments for him and vice versa.
Yeah.
But there were still times when like half an hour would go by and we wouldn't check.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shoot, like there's a bunch of stuff in here I have to cover. Yeah.
Yeah, no, my dog is my moderator.
There you go.
Yeah. So he's like,
he'll pop his head in. Yeah.
Right. Well, or he knocks over the phone stand. Oh yeah, it's a good time over at the Longs, me trying to go live. But people love it. And it goes back to that story of Hello Gorgeous when I forgot my name and she's like, we're live. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna be me.
Take two.
Right.
Right.
Like,
yeah, no, that's great. So then going forward, like what do you envision for Katie Bean Boutique?
Oh my gosh.
Like what's like if you want to share it, you don't have to.
Yeah, no.
But like what's the big pie in the sky goal for you?
So back to that thought plan bubble, I thought more my storefront was going to be an Airstream trailer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like the old like silver.
Oh yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
Aren't they so cute?
They're very retro. Yeah.
And they also have a price tag.
They are not cheap.
Like,
Airstreams are.
When did these become popular again?
All campers are expensive.
Well, yeah. And they're popular right now.
I know.
Don't put it past me. I do want to get an RV. My husband's like, absolutely not. You will hate every minute of it. And I'm like, these people on TikTok make it look so awesome. Yeah, reality, it's not. But anyway, so yeah, I want Katie Bean to have an Airstream trailer, like Katie Bean on the go or something, because then I can just hook it up to the truck and just go.
Imagine if you could get it to be as, it probably would be a DOT, like a Department of Transportation hazard, but if you could have it as shiny as the shoes you had, and like bedazzle it, but you might get pulled over because it's like a distraction, like you're blinding drivers as you
I drive so fast, they'd be like, oh, just let her go. But yeah, no, I want Katie Bean on the go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's really not like the storefront, like a downtown storefront that is like your dream. Your dream is almost like the food truck version, but for shopping.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I want to show up at baseball game. Like, we want to start a family. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm totally taking you to practice with the Airstream trailer.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to go where the people are. I'm not waiting for them to come to me. That costs too much money.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a brick and mortar. You have a lot of things that come with brick and mortar that people don't realize until you're in a building.
Right. Then I either have to sit there all day or I have to pay someone to sit there all day. Nope, not doing that.
Right.
I'm just going to go where the people are.
Okay. And it's controllable. Like you can control that with your time.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah.
Nice.
So that's my future.
Okay.
My Airstream trailer bedazzled out.
I'm just thinking like you could, even if you don't do the Airstream, which it sounds like you're dead set on it.
I am
you're hell-bent on an Airstream.
But let me hear your idea.
But like even if you just got a cool, almost like a camper trailer, like the dressing room trailers, and you had it wrapped, like
I could do that.
Just some crazy, outrageous, your style wrap, like pink and silver everywhere on it. It'll look like my daughter's like the Barbie dream home.
I mean, that is totally what I want it to actually look
like.
like.
But I can see you driving it around. Like it would be, of course I would, and it would stand out.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah. Just the visibility, be like, oh, I bet that's MaryKate. Be like, of course it is. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I don't know if there's like nothing in the area of that. Have you done research on like Are there other apparel brands that do like a mobile trailer like that?
There are not many of them.
Yeah, I've not seen, although I'm not looking for them.
Well,
but,
right,
yeah.
I know, but they're not where I am. Like I would go to the baseball game. Like those moms, if they're sitting,
Yeah, you go where the parents are.
Absolutely.
If there's a tournament,
absolutely.
yeah,
Right, and they're freezing. I'm like, I have sweaters in stock.
Yeah, you gotta have some hot chocolate.
Exactly.
Go
Little
shopping.
Baileys, voila, they won't feel a thing. Yeah, so people do it, but it's not going to make me step back. No, I'm doing it too.
No, I didn't know. I didn't mean as like a cross of an area.
Oh,
I meant
absolutely.
like have you seen other examples of someone doing that? Maybe even outside of our area where there's like a mobile shopping experience like that.
2 other things. Yeah. Mostly people go for the store, either storefront and online or just online.
Yeah.
I follow a lot of boutiques that are just online only, which is a lot of work still.
Yeah.
But I can't. I'm too extrovert for online only.
Yeah.
Like when I get lives, I'm like, okay, I gotta go to the bathroom. No one's talking. My dog's talking to me. I'm sweating for some reason. Like I've knocked down everything I'm trying to sell. No, just come try it on,
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not that common.
Yeah.
But that's how I thought I'd actually start Katie Bean without like living at this property.
Right. And there's still a lot of costs with mobile version.
Absolutely.
But you can park it back at your place.
Correct.
You're controlling where it goes.
Yep.
You got some insurance and some maintenance.
Absolutely.
But really, other than that,
Right.
there's not a high rent or anything like that.
Right. Yeah. And I guess, you do mobile or the storefront, and I am like mobile.
And if you still want to do that camping, like you said, I totally get an RV. Then you could just make your husband go to the campgrounds with the shop. You could
I know.
you could sell it at the campground then.
You know what? He would support me as long as I'm making sales.
Right.
He'd be like, drive that thing around. I need to get a bedazzled golf cart.
Yeah.
Hang some clothes on the back.
Yeah. The
Cash
long
only.
ones. Like the ones you see at like a wedding.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I'd also need to put my margarita maker on it,
There you go.
The more they drink, the more
We
they're
got-
going to be fashionable.
We got a lot of plans, but
You just ask me.
very good.
Yeah.
Well, either way, your site's coming up soon.
I know.
Is there anything else you wanted to give a shout out? Are there any upcoming events you have? Anything you wanted to pump to our podcast listeners? And we'll put like the links to your social and stuff.
I actually don't have anything set in stone right now as far as events that I'm going to be out in the community. Still kind of looking for some things that still have openings for me to come.
Yeah.
And that makes sense for us. And I don't have regular shop hours either yet, but they're coming very soon. So the best way to stay up to date on when we're open and what's going on is our Facebook and Instagram pages right now. So
very cool.
But that stuff will also be available on the website too.
It will be.
Because I'm an events tab.
It is. Once it goes live, that'll all be on there.
I know. Yep. So
very cool.
Yep.
Well, thank you for coming on and
thank
sharing
you
your
so
story.
much for having me. This was so fun.
No problem. And when you get your trailer, we'll have to come do like a live when you
Absolutely.
get the Airstream.
Oh, I would love that.
We'll put a pin in it. We'll have an Airstream episode.
Perfect.
There we go.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Yep. Thanks, Brett.
Thanks for watching. If you're interested in becoming a guest on the Lead Lamp podcast, or you need some help with some digital marketing services, make sure you give us a shout.